I'm Bill Hillman. The subject of this production is teaching the fetch command. The common term for this is force breaking. What does it mean and where did it come from? When I got my first lab a long time ago, everyone told me I had to force break her. My reaction was, hey, the puppy is already fetching perfectly. What's the point of pinching her ear and making her scream when she's already fetching everything I throw for her? I could throw bumpers, birds, beer cans, whatever I threw, she would bring back. But still, I didn't want to act like a big shot because it was my first puppy and I wanted to do the right thing for her. Well, in the process, I nearly ruined my puppy, and for sure I damaged the relationship I had with her. So during that time, I questioned some of the top trainers, people like Billy Wunderlich, Jay Sweezy, Charlie Kostrowski, and others, some whom were around at the very beginning of field trials. I asked them, where did this idea of force breaking come from? They all said that it was that way when they started, which was in some cases in the 1930s. The story was the same. Pinch their ear until they open their mouth in pain, put the bumper in their mouth, and when the bumper was in their mouth, release the pinch on the ear. Since then, I've learned and seen horror stories of trainers using pliers, beer can openers, bottle caps, and they did this to finally make the dog give in to the pressure, to say nothing about what their ears looked like when it was all over. The idea was, and everybody said, that force breaking was all important because that was the one command you had to be able to count on when all else failed. They must fetch no matter what. But eventually, I had a couple of questions. With all the advancements that we have made in training, with the advent of electric collars, fancy drills, breedings that produce more compliant dogs, plus a whole industry of people who make a living as animal psychologists, etc., why are we doing one thing, force breaking, in a way that was devised 100 years ago by a frustrated duck hunter? Furthermore, I agree that a dog must fetch on command without fail, every time. But shouldn't they obey all commands? Shouldn't they sit on command every time? What is the difference between sit and fetch? They must do both 100% of the time. A number of years ago, I decided to work on a process to use the electric collar to reinforce the fetch command, after I have taught it in a teaching way. Basically, it's the same process that I use to teach all commands. Remember, the electric collar is used to reinforce a command they already know.